Number 14,
And welcome everyone to the NBA on 2K Sports. Brand new season. So glad to have you with us on this journey. I'm Brian Anderson, and with me tonight, Grant Hill and Tim Legler. And down on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Chicago. On Saturday, they'll go up against Franz Wagner and the Orlando Magic. And then Monday, the Atlanta Hawks come to town, kicking off a homestand for them.
And that game against Sacramento is going to be game number 4 for them during the start of this NBA campaign. They'll want to get off to a hot start for the year.
Now let's check out the starters for the Detroit Pistons. Thompson out there with Holland. Then it's Duren, then there's Cade Cunningham, and it's Robinson in at the 2 spot. And for Chicago, Trey Jones is out there with Anthony Simons. Then there's Okoro, then there's Zach Collins, and it's Buzelis in at power forward. Tim, opening night, always a lot of fun for a broadcaster. But what's it like as a player?
Well, no matter how many years you have in the league, opening night creates more butterflies than any other night. You want to make that great first impression for sure, but you're also really excited that it starts to count.
And are you nervous right now?
Attack.
And it's in there.
And I love the energy from Cunningham inside, pushing to get the bucket.
Pass to Buzelis. Now here's Simons. Soft touch off the glass.
High percentage look right off the bat.
And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. Here's Holland. Back to Cunningham. The fader. Pass to Holland. Hey, from beyond the arc. They get the rebound. Duren with the bucket.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
Jones in the post. He's watched by Cunningham. And he makes it on the layup.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give them credit for finding a weakness there.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Cunningham can't get that one to fall. Cunningham's gone 1 for 3 from the field here. And there's a pick. Jones from outside. It's hauled in by Robinson. Detroit has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Cunningham outside. Fires the 3. Chicago grabs the miss. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Pass to Buzelis. And here's Jones. Simons outside. Shot clock at 5. From behind the arc. On target from range. Simons has got 5 now.
Since entering the league, the three-point shooting numbers have really taken a jump for Simons.
Back to Cunningham. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
And within the bigger picture of the game, you have these individual matchups.
Now here's Jones. Okoro outside. Pass to Buzelis. Back to Okoro. Chicago passing it around. Jones from outside. Duren with the rebound. Tim, you talk about an NBA physique. Jalen Duren is absolutely shredded.
Yeah, and he defies gravity too, B.A. What I like is he understands his game. He doesn't get outside of himself. He focuses on running the floor and then getting eye level with the rim.
Here's Simons, and he goes in for the dunk.
I mean, he's just so electric. Simons putting on a show.
Well, that's a fantastic view there from the AT&T Connected Cam. And here in the first quarter, a little over 3.5 minutes played. Cunningham passes to Robinson. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Oh, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Simons' shot is good. 9 points in the game.
Ooh, he's piping hot. 4 for 4 from the field. No one can guard him out there.
Pass to Holland. Back to Cunningham. Over Jones. Buzelis grabs the board.
He seems a little out of rhythm right now.
Now here's Jones. Simons deciding where to go with it. Three-pointer. The shot that time, not on target.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Pass to Cunningham. Lets it go from deep. Jones grabs the board.
He created the opening. He got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Okoro passes to Simons. 4-3. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
Well, just keep feeding him. He has been lights out.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
And that one's good. Cunningham.
And Cunningham answers right back with a 3 of his own.
And it's Simons with the ball for the Bulls. Collins outside. Another 3 for Chicago.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth. Showing real confidence at the arc.
And when you give up a 3, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Good on the shot. Cunningham's got 10.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
Now here's Simons. 12 points for him.
Well, he got the shot he loves, and the defense should honestly be relieved. He didn't punish them for being a little bit soft there in the mid-range.
And it's Cunningham missing. Bulls leading by 3. There's a screen. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Thanks. Well, it took a while this summer, but the Bulls were finally able to get an extension done with their bright young point guard, Josh Giddey. In a buyer's market, they could afford to bargain for a team-friendly deal. And after some overreaches in the past, their disciplined approach stands out.
A good strategy. Thank you, Shams. The first one falls. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And last season, the Pistons became the first team ever to triple their win total from the previous campaign.
Yeah, going from the worst record in the association in 2024 to a playoff team in 2025. And now they look to just keep on rising.
Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Cunningham passes to Thompson. Robinson on the wing. Launches it. Buzelis grabs the board. Buzelis has got 4 rebounds now. And here's Simons outside. The rebound by Detroit. Duran's got 5 rebounds tonight. Outside Robinson. Jacks up a 3. Buzelis grabs the board. Buzelis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Basket counts. And now a 9-point Chicago lead.
And a big reason they have this lead is the way he's shooting the ball.
Cunningham outside. It falls. 5 for 11 in the game.
He is totally locked in offensively and doing everything he can to bring his team back.
On the wing, Simons. Robinson defending. Robinson with a steal. Pass to Thompson. Here's Cunningham. Up top, Robinson. He's covered by Simons. Simons with a steal. finish with two hands.
And this is his primary role out here, score the basketball. And if he gets hot, it's almost impossible to stop.
Now here's Thompson. No made baskets yet. Back to Cunningham. Over Jones. And it's Cunningham missing. Bulls leading by 9. Okoro on the wing. Simons outside. This one for 3. The rebound by Detroit. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the year.
Last year shows that having the better overall record doesn't mean you're going to dominate the lesser opponent.
Now here's Robinson. Robinson on the wing. Sinks it from distance. Robinson's got 5.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan.
Make some noise for your incredible.
So both teams changing it up here. You're looking at the best in free throw shooting last year in the NBA. 5th, Anthony Simons.
Very steady at the line. He's the guy who isn't rattled easily, and that shows in his free throw shooting numbers.
Bulls leading by 6. Giddey passes to Collins. Here's Mr. Incredible. Buries it from 3.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. Harris outside. And that one's good. Cunningham. 14 points for Cade Cunningham.
Well, scoring in this league is never easy, and that's why you need a guy like Cunningham on your team. Somebody who can beat tight coverage.
Now here's Giddey. There's Simons with a 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And they're behind right now because they're failing to play quality defense. It's that simple.
Down low. It's tipped. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Collins.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
And regardless, it's great effort. You love to see that kind of hustle on defense.
Looking at who's out there now for Chicago. Smith, he's checked in for Collins. Williams comes in for Buzelis. And Sexton subbed in for Simons. Detroit also making some changes. Stewart, he's checked in for Duran. Herder comes in for Holland. Jenkins comes in for Cade Cunningham. Chicago leading by 10. Here's Williams. Giddey scanning the floor. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Green. Pass to Jenkins. Back to Green. And here's Herder. There's the 3. Doesn't go. And he's 0 for 1 from the floor. Outside, Williams. Here's Mr. Incredible. Puts up a deep 3. And it's Harris with the rebound. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Jenkins. The 3 is up. Doesn't go. And he's 0 for 1 from the floor. Giddey with it. Yet to see a basket. Here's Sexton. And the layup is good off the glass.
building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
Well, it's just an outstanding effort thus far. They've done a great job at both ends.
Anthony Simons has been leading the charge for the Chicago Bulls. He was dominant this quarter, scoring in bunches. We'll be right back. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
They've got Josh Giddey, also Colin Sexton out there. Miller is out there with Smith, and it's Mr. Incredible in at the 4 slot. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Outside Giddey. He drains that one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
And sometimes defenders just forget how tall Giddey is. I mean, the 6'8" guard is solid finishing inside.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The Pistons are growing. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said, I appreciate the work that the guys have put in, and I'm proud of what they're becoming. But we have more work to do. We're still taking steps. Our guys have improved. The team has improved, but we're not finished yet. B.A.?
On the rise. Allie, thanks very much for the report.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good shooter, but from that distance, his percentages go down.
Pass to Stewart. Harris outside. 6 on the shot clock. From downtown. Rebound by the Bulls. Grant Tobias Harris has been around the league. What's his best asset?
You know, I think it's his reliability and versatility. Harris is always on the floor, having led the NBA in games played multiple times. And he just gets the job done.
Pass to Green. Beyond the arc. Smith with the rebound. Bulls leading by 12. Here's Miller. Here's Mr. Incredible. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Green with a screen on Sexton. To the middle. That one's good from Green. And the assist from LeVert.
A Swiss Army knife talent, LeVert is very skilled at setting the table for his teammates.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And a lot of spot-up shooters now adding a one-dribble pull-up 3 to the repertoire.
Yeah, when you have defenders selling out to contest that catch and shoot, you got to reload, relocate, and let it fly. It's a valuable counter for those long-distance specialists.
Changes for Chicago. Okoro is checked in for Miller. Anthony Simons comes in for Sexton. And it's Jones in for Giddey. Detroit also making some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Green. Robinson comes in for LeVert. And Cunningham subbed in for Jenkins. Okoro outside. Back to Smith. Chicago passing it around. Takes a step back. Lets it go. Mr. Incredible. Good. Mr. Incredible's got his third basket on the night right there.
And just totally relentless. Only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, he can taste a win right now. He's just trying to close it out. And that's exactly the type of pass we expect from a guy with his vision.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And it's Simons missing. Pistons trail by 12. Harris outside. Thompson outside. Cunningham on the wing. The three ball. Smith with the rebound. And it's Simons with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Nails it from 3. The Pistons have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Harris, a screen on Jones. Cunningham against Jones. Nice touch by Cunningham inside.
And playing with great control. Cunningham is dictating the pace, getting to his spots, and taking it to the defense.
Smith finds Simons. There's the triple. They grab their own miss. Great positioning on the putback. And the Bulls lead by 15.
And you have to appreciate the heart they've shown on the offensive boards this quarter.
Thompson, a screen on Jones. With the step back. And they doubled up Cunningham. For 3, here's Harris. And it's Chicago with a board. Smith's got 5 rebounds in the game. Mr. Incredible, no good. Pistons trail by 15. There's Cunningham with a 3. Cunningham attacks for 3.
Well, a couple made threes in the first quarter, and he's not slowing down after drilling another one.
From deep. Mr. Incredible, no good. Detroit has gone just 1 of 5 so far this quarter from 3. Tim, how do you like this blend for the new Pistons? Wily veterans alongside the new blood.
I love the way they have built this team. Shooting was their Achilles heel, but these veterans bring spacing and savvy.
Nails it from beyond the arc. Mr. Incredible's got 13 now.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
Ladies and gentlemen, your full youth team.
Making a switch here. Collins checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Holland, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Now Stewart, outside Robinson. It's Thompson, high post. The shot won't fall. Okoro, the defensive effort.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Kept alive. Outside Jones. Shot clock at 6. Collins a screen. And Jones good for 3. Jones has got his second bucket of the night.
In this era of the NBA, you just can't let guys have good looks from the three. Pretty much everyone in this league can make you pay.
Here's Cunningham, and he banks in the layup. Cunningham's got 7 now in this quarter.
And Cade gets the basket right at the rim, using that length inside.
Collins with a screen on Cunningham. Pass to Collins. The three. Holland with the rebound. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for Detroit. It's a 13-point game, and they doubled up Cunningham. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, he's certainly not the reason they're down. If they're going to grab the lead here, more guys are going to have to step up.
Back to Jones. Chicago passing it around. Now here's Okoro. Pass to Mr. Incredible. Hits the trifecta. Mr. Incredible's got 16 points.
And another bucket for him. What a quarter he has had.
Now Cunningham, defended by Jones. Thompson passes to Cunningham. Over Jones, and Cade Cunningham again. Cunningham's got 25 points in the game.
Yeah, what a massive showing from Cade Cunningham. It's been really a treat to watch.
Here's Mr. Incredible. Counted from distance. And the Bulls lead by 15.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Outside Robinson. Stewart, screen on Simons. Robinson finds Cunningham. Takes a 3. Chicago grabs the miss. And here's Jones. He's got 5. Over Cunningham. And there's another one for Chicago.
And finally building some momentum here in the second quarter.
Pistons trail by 17. And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Well, Grant, you look at the Bulls, middling on both ends. What's their biggest need?
You know, B.A., I think it's length and athleticism. You can't have enough of those type of players in today's game. And look at their activity stats, the steals, offensive rebounds. Very much in need of a boost.
For Chicago. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Detroit. And with this break, a chance to see the best passers in the league from last season. The 4th spot held by Cade Cunningham.
Not a lot of guys had better vision on the floor than him. He was able to see passing lanes and ready shooters no one else could.
Lets the 3 fly. Collins with the rebound.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Pass to Okoro. Back to Simons. Collins with a screen on Robinson. There's Simons with a 3. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, after lighting it up from deep in the first quarter, they have quieted him down.
Kicks it out to Cunningham. Six to shoot. Move by Cunningham inside.
It continues to make plays offensively, having a very efficient quarter.
Okoro passes to Collins. To the inside. Jones in the post. He's watched by Cunningham. Jones misses. Pistons trail by 15. Left side, Robinson. Cunningham looking around.
2 minutes.
Over Jones, and that one's good. Cunningham's got 29.
Yeah, and I like Cunningham from the mid-range area of the floor. It's the most difficult place for a defense to run extra traffic at you.
Outside Jones. And here's Simons outside. That's good. And it's Jones with the assist. He's got 22.
Another triple for him. His 4th of the night after that monster first quarter where he hit 3 of them. Yeah, just too strong right there. Duren is so good at fighting through contact on the way up.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Shooting for Detroit, Duren at the line for one.
As of right now, Jalen Duren kind of seems like a classic big man. He can block, he can rebound, and he really focuses on finding close range looks.
Here's Jones. Holland with a rebound. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. Trailing by 13. Outside Robinson. 1:03 left to play in the first half. And the dunk by Duren.
He is ferocious on alley-oops. With his good hands and wingspan, Duren makes for an easy target on the lob.
Okoro outside. And here's Simons outside. The Pistons clear it. Duren's got rebound number 7 tonight. Cunningham up top, defended by Jones. The lead now cut to single digits. Cunningham's got 31.
A sharp shooter from the mid-range. Cunningham doesn't need much room to feel comfortable firing away.
Robinson against Simons. Back to Jones. And it's blocked. Robinson with it. Give him 8 points now. Pass to Cunningham. Thompson outside. Duren with a screen on Collins. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Over Simons. And that's not going to go. And so it's Chicago with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. They've been lights out from deep. And it's a big reason why they have a lead in this one. Back to the game after this break.
Hello, folks. The first half is in the books, and we've got a lead on the scoreboard for the Chicago Bulls.
Well, they got a lift from their bench. Those guys came in, got the buckets, took some pressure off their starters.
They have contributors up and down that roster. Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule.
Looking at the Bulls, I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good, I'd be dominating down low, I'd be picking up that big old dub.
So, Shaq, how many of those Game 1 home openers did you actually win over your career?
AOT, Ernie, all of them.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books, one half to go. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game. He has been everywhere.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
Bulls leading by 9. setting the floor for Detroit. Holland out there with Asar Thompson. Then it's Duncan Robinson. Then there's Jalen Duren. And it's Cunningham in at the point guard position. Here's Simons. The rebound by Detroit. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thank you. Plenty of pressure for a player like Cade Cunningham, asked to shoulder the load. He said, that's what I asked for, to be in the NBA, to be in these moments. I try not to shy away from them. He practices meditation, and he says it's really helped me. Anytime I need to just reset, I can do it. Back to you.
Able to dial it in. Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. To the paint. And there's Collins on the assist by Simons. Simons has got his 4th assist in this one.
You know, you just love to start the second half this way. What a play call.
Well, it's nice to get a layup that can get your offense flowing.
There's Cunningham with a 3. Simons with a rebound. Chicago leading by 9. And you think of players who heat up in a hurry. You got to include Anthony Simons, Tim.
Well, Brian, he's just a bucket getter. He can pull up from any distance, and with the elevation to do a little damage inside as well.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
Here's Cunningham. Chicago with a rebound. Collins has got 4 rebounds in the game.
That's a cold start out of the break. Only 1 of his first 4 has he gotten to go.
Inside, Buzelis. That's good, and it's Jones with the assist.
And that make brings them to 3 for 4, and the game plan seems to be working here early.
Pistons trail by 14. Robinson passes to Duren. Now here's Cunningham. Over Jones. And again, no good by Detroit.
Well, it certainly hasn't been a smooth start after the break. Just 1 for 5 here to start the third.
Down low. Pass to Buzelis. Simons outside. Off the mark there with a 3. Detroit has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Fades away. Robinson can't hit. Chicago leading by 14. Ooh, Robinson with a block. It's out of bounds. Still Chicago's ball. It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
Yeah, just some terrific effort there. And you know the whole team will get an energy boost off a block like that one.
Pass to Simons. Fires for 3.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Here's Holland. They still need this. Simons with a rebound. Puts up a 3. Another miss by Simons.
Something's off about him this quarter.
He seems like he's moving okay, but clearly something isn't right.
And that one drops for him.
Well, his production is not in question now if he could just get his teammates involved.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Tim, growing up in the D.C. area, at what point did you fall in love with the sport of basketball?
Well, BA, the first team I loved were the Washington Bullets in the late 70s with Elvin Hayes. They won that one championship in Washington. But Larry Bird coming into the league in 1980 really changed everything for me. That's when I truly fell in love with the sport, emulating a guy like that.
Greatest player from the DMV?
Oh, I guess I'd have to say Kevin Durant, certainly.
And Tim Legler, of course.
Even better answer.
squads that love to run. Last year's team leaders in fast break points. Detroit, second. In third, the Bulls.
And last season, these teams really pushed the pace in transition. Once they had the ball, they looked to get up the floor quickly and capitalize.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Pass to Buzelis. Simons against Robinson. Just 5 to shoot. Collins with a screen on Robinson. And the shot's good. Simons has got 27.
This close in, Simons is consistent. The defense really can't allow him to find that look.
Back to Cunningham. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
There is no doubt he's been the dealer for them on offense, but he is going to need some support from his teammates.
Simons outside. Pass to Collins. Now here's Jones. Let's go with a three. It's hauled in by Robinson.
You really need to take advantage of those looks because the defense won't give you many of them.
Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh, my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special.
There's Simons with a three. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Cunningham outside. Detroit moving the ball around. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Cunningham's got 39.
It doesn't get any easier than that. The defense has to play better.
Collins with a screen on Robinson. Here's Simons. The rebound by Detroit. Duren's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Thompson with it. Put it down by Okoro. And the dunk by Duren.
Well, with that size and athletic ability, Duren is a terrific alley-oop threat.
Okoro outside. Back to Jones. Pass to Buzelis. And here's Simons. And again, no good by Chicago.
When you're not at your best, it is great to have teammates who will pick up the slack.
Right wing. Back to Thompson. Cunningham outside. Duren with a screen on Jones. There's Cunningham with a three. Chicago with a rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin.
He hasn't found the range lately. It's wild to think he had 3 triples there in the first half.
Simons passes to Collins.
Duncan Robinson. First personal foul.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
And they have left the defense scrambling because they have found success in the paint, which has allowed them to play inside out.
And he drops the first. Well, Legs, when we talk about current players, who are the guys you want taking the shot with the game on the line right now?
Well, certainly the tried and true like Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant. You can't go wrong there. Or a multi-time MVP in Nikola Jokic.
Jenkins is checked in for the Pistons. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Pistons trail by 7. Thompson outside. Here's Duren. 9 points in the game. Pass to Robinson. Back to Duren. Banked it in off the glass. And 11 points for Jalen Duren.
This run has been fueled by their matador defense.
And it's Jones with the ball for the Bulls. And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Oh, my. Their coach does not look happy. And I can guess why. Their interior defense has been struggling.
Yeah, physically, they are being overwhelmed in the paint right now. That can be hard to fix because it's a personnel issue.
play.
Now Collins. He has 6. Chicago passing it around. Mr. Incredible. Good. Mr. Incredible's got 22 points.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
This defense is trying to stay connected to him, but he is on a mission.
Here's Holland. Still no points. Good.
Wow, they're really being taken advantage of defensively out there. No rim protection whatsoever.
Okoro outside. Pass to Buzelis. Here's Mr. Incredible. And the 3 off target.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
To the inside, Duren. And he can't get that one. Collins with the defensive effort. The deep 3. The rebound by Detroit. Thompson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Jenkins. And there's the lob. And the dunk by Duren.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. Bulls leading by 4. Here's Mr. Incredible. And once again, off the mark by Chicago. And here's Detroit. They're on a 16-6 run.
Well, for what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
The Bulls shooting at a decent clip, 45% for the game. Jones from outside. Duren with a rebound. Duren's...
And at this point, the defense is daring him to shoot.
And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Well, the Bulls shooting a low 28% during this third. Pass to Mr. Incredible. Fires in the triple. Mr. Incredible's got 25 points in the game.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
They have found a weakness in the defense, and it's on their ability to defend the three-point line.
For 3, Robinson. He's rebounded by Okoro. Okoro's got rebound number 5 here tonight. On the wing, Jones. To the middle. Here's Collins. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fighting back, you cannot give up plays like that.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Chicago going with an almost entire new group here. Smith, he's checked in for Collins. Simons comes in for Okoro. Colin Sexton's checked in for Buzelis. And Giddey's subbed in for Jones. And the Pistons will go for a different look here. Stewart, he's checked in for Duren. Tobias Harris comes in for Holland. Green's checked in for Thompson. And Cunningham subbed in for Robinson. A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Green finds Cunningham. Over Sexton. And again, no good by Detroit. Chicago leading by 7. The 3. And Cunningham pulls it down to the paint. Here's Jenkins. And it's Chicago with a board. Mr. Incredible's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Giddey. The 3 is up. The rebound by Stewart.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
There's 57 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. 5 to shoot. Here's Cunningham. And he can't bank that one in. And Giddey has got the ball here for Chicago. 17 points was their biggest margin.
He was red hot from the 3 in the first half, and he is showing no signs of slowing down.
32 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's Cunningham outside. No good that time. Here are the Bulls with the ball. They've gone on an 8-0 run. And it's Sexton, that time on the assist by Simons. And it's a 12-point Chicago lead. This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Now here's Cunningham. And here's Green from the arc. The shot comes out. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Bulls out in front, up by 12. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get set for quarter number 4. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, playing for one another. That's the definition of teamwork.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Colin Sexton out there with Josh Giddey. Then there's Jalen Smith. Then there's Anthony Simons. And it's Mr. Incredible in at the 4. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
Well, there aren't too many wings with that kind of touch. Harris that time showing you the floater.
Mr. Incredible, no good. Pistons trail by 10. Pass to Jenkins from deep. Drills it from deep. Jenkins has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Yeah, everybody will remember the bucket, but how about that pass to set it up?
Here's Mr. Incredible. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Giddey. Giddey's got 3 assists now in this one.
Just give him the ball. This guy is shooting lights out from deep.
Harris on the wing. It's rebounded by Mr. Incredible. Mr. Incredible's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. A nice shot by Smith.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Here's Harris. It's rebounded by Mr. Incredible.
Well, I think at this point the whole team is pressing, but he certainly looks frustrated.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Pass to Harris. 3-pointer, Stewart. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Bulls leading by 12. And here's Giddey. Launches a 3. Knocks down the long J.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Picked by Stewart. The 3, here's Harris. They get it back.
Man, good whistle there.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bulls?
What a performance for Beyond the Arc in this game. They stuck to their guns, and it's paid off all game.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
That's good from Stewart. Collins, he's checked in for Smith. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Hollins checked in. And he can't hit the second. Bulls leading by 14. Outside Giddey. Collins a screen. Giddey passes to Mr. Incredible. Second chance effort. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
At the line for 2, Zach Collins.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Cunningham. They're doing what they can do to mount a comeback.
And BA, they don't have to get it all back at once. Just focus on making every possession count.
Stewart, a screen on Giddey. Pass to Stewart. Just 5 on the clock. Green for 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons. The Bulls have got 3 of 6 shots to go in this fourth quarter. Here's Giddey. Here's Mr. Incredible. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, BA. Unbelievable.
Harris on the wing. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Tim, talk about what Tobias Harris has brought to the Detroit Pistons.
Well, Brian, he has just stabilized them on the floor. And Coach Bickerstaff said it best. Harris knows what the game needs, and he has the versatility to get it done.
And the first one at the line is good. All right, Grant, as someone who played for and managed the U.S. men's national team, give us your all-time starting 5.
And, you know, I think I'll go with 2 of the program's all-time leading scorers, Kevin Durant and Carmelo Anthony. And finally, you have to have Kobe Bryant because of just how he reset the culture in 2008.
Well, you know, he's been around the league a really long time, but Tobias Harris still performs at a high level every night.
Fires the 3, and it's Giddey missing.
And they're winning this game despite his difficulties at the offensive end.
Green, the pass to Cunningham. Up top, Stewart. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Harris misses. Chicago leading by 17. Pass to Mr. Incredible. Collins a screen. Mr. Incredible connects again from distance.
Oh my, he is scorching hot. Another 3.
And he's approaching the franchise record for 3s in a game. Green finds Stewart. Now here's Cunningham. Lets it fly. And again, no good by Detroit. Here are the Bulls with the ball. They're on a 16-3 run. And here's Giddey. Well, Legs, being a GM in the NBA is a tough gig. What's the most important part of the job, in your opinion?
Well, BA, evaluating talent is still the main responsibility of the job. That includes drafting, free agency, even selecting a coach. But then it's about building relationships, establishing communication, and culture.
Ooh, it sounds like a lot of qualifications that you have.
Well, I'm pretty comfortable right here, if that's okay.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. for Chicago. Ellis is checked in for Sexton. Okoro comes in for Simons. And it's Jones in for Giddey. Detroit also making some changes. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Stewart. Thompson comes in for Harris. And it's Robinson in for Green. Here's Robinson. To the middle. Cunningham is doubled. Out to Thompson. Takes the three. Can't hit that one. And so it's Jones who brings up the ball for Chicago. It's a 22-point lead, the most they've led by.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Detroit has gone 1 for 5 shooting from the arc here in the fourth. Cunningham passes to Duren. Detroit moving the ball around. Down low. Shot to stop the run. And the layup by Cunningham. Cunningham's got 41.
Hey, he's doing everything he can to keep them afloat.
Pass to Mr. Incredible. Good! Another from 3.
The parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
And that latest triple ties him for second for most threes in a game. What a monster performance from deep it's been.
Now it's a 4-way tie between himself, Curry, Zach LaVine, and Damian Lillard.
There's a screen. Jones from outside. And Cunningham pulls it down. Cunningham's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Holland. Oh, trying his luck from deep. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 4th assist in this one. And here are the Bulls now. Here's Mr. Incredible. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Cunningham outside. Inside. Duren, the pass to Robinson. And here's Cunningham. Guarded by Okoro. Fires from 14. And it's Cunningham missing.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now. And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
We've had the in-season tournament for a few years now, Grant. What's your opinion on it?
You know, B.A., I think it's working out pretty well. I mean, the NBA Cup, it's drawing increased fan interest, and the players are invested. So what's not to like about it?
Pass to Mr. Incredible. And again for 3.
And of course it falls for him. And that 3 pushing him into the record books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. A night we'll never forget.
Yeah, amazing indeed. 14 triples alongside Captain Klay Thompson, that is.
And there it is for him. Cunningham's got 43 points.
So good at playing through contact. The body control that Cunningham possesses is impressive.
Here's Mr. Incredible. Connects again from distance.
And that is a 3 that will put him in the record books.
The most triples ever in a game. History being made.
And Klay Thompson's mark of 14 is finally bested. What a shooting display.
Stolen by Jones. The shot no good. Nice D from Thompson. Detroit has gone 3 of 7 from the perimeter during the fourth. And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now.
The new record holder for the most three-pointers in the game is Robert number 0. Mr. Mossman from Chicago.
chance to check out our player of the game.
He has truly put on a show out there tonight, tearing it up on both ends of the floor. So impressive. And the other squad has looked helpless to stop him.
And you know, this home arena really appreciates this guy. And it's clear that he takes pride in playing his best in front of them. Looking at who's out there now for Chicago. Smith, he's checked in for Collins. Yabusele comes in for Buzelis. Colin Sexton's checked in for Okoro. And it's Josh Giddey in for Jones. Cunningham outside. That one's good for 2. Cunningham's got 45 points.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
Giddey with it. Pass to Mr. Incredible. A little mid-range shot is up. Oh, connects again. And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for Detroit. And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
2 minutes.
Pass to Mr. Incredible. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Giddey. Giddey's got his 6th assist of the night.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
Well, they are hunting deep shots, but they'll take the layup if you give them one.
Cunningham passes to Robinson. They set the pick. That three's off the mark. And for Chicago, they're shooting at 49% so far in the game.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Bulls.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And against a familiar opponent, it's nice to establish a psychological advantage with a win in the first game.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency from Mr. Incredible.
Well, what a highlight reel he put together, playing his game and contributing in a big way.
The first free throw is good. When you think about the skill of Cade Cunningham, Grant, at his height, what a combination.
You know, B.A., whether it's scoring inside or seeing over the defense or just beasting on smaller guards, his 6'6" frame is certainly an advantage.
Chicago making a switch here. Dillingham's checked in. So hits one and misses one at the line. Tim, you've been vocal in your praise for Cade Cunningham, and rightfully so.
Well, B.A., on any given night, Cade can be the best player on the floor. He scores, he makes plays, he rebounds, and he processes things quickly. He always seems to be under control.
Here's Cunningham. Rebound by the Bulls.
That's a missed opportunity, and that is one he would love to have back.
On the take. For 3, Smith. And Cunningham pulls it down.
Well, you can't make them all, but I doubt the defense wants to give him that kind of look again.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. And he lobs it up. And the dunk by Duren.
And Jalen is just taking over in this one. This is how lethal of a player he can be.
Here's Mr. Incredible. So no problem for Chicago as they get the win. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort. They were just dominant out there.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and Ali Laporce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation. And now, our player of the game.